So if you're fed up with the other pinball platforms, maybe you should try Zaccaria Pinball. I wanted to take a look at this again. We're playing Zankor Deluxe, by the way, because you can change the physics in Zaccaria Pinball. There's lots of customization options. So right now, if it looks a little different, it's because I changed pretty much every parameter. And I think this is a good game to play if you're still thinking about grabbing some tables on Pinball Effects, because all the physics are pretty much customizable in Zaccaria Pinball. So you can make it feel more dead or alive, like maybe you can tell the slingshots. I like dead slingshots because I like to be able to line up my shots and not have it go back and forth a lot. But if you wanted to, you can go into the options. And by the way, this can only be done in user mode. So we got the flipper force, ball friction, bumper force, plunger force, slingshot sensitivity, nudge, tilt sensitivity. And I think the Pinball Effects game, it's way too sensitive to tilt right now. That would be the first thing I would change. But then you got things like ball elasticity, playfield tilt. So let's go bring up the slingshot force to something more competitive. Show you the difference. But this is really good for and don't pause while you're mid flipper. But this is really good for dialing it in and becoming more familiar with the language if you want to describe to other pinball platforms how you want the physics. Because I know everyone keeps using this blanket term physics, like they gotta overhaul the entire routine, the entire code. But really, they just need to dial it in. And it could be on a table-by-table basis. For example, like the playfield tilt. I imagine that after they design it, or if they redesign it in certain cases, they might have to adjust parameters like that in order for it to play well, like getting your ball around the orbits, or if it's too hard, or I wish I could like go back up to the kickback so there was something blocking it. So let's try another parameter. Options. So they might have to adjust something like the friction or the ball velocity in order for the ball to go around the orbits and fall around the roll hoops and whatnot. Let's see, ball velocity. Let's bring the ball velocity all the way up. I'm going to keep the elasticity normal. And friction, I forget if it's intuitive or counterintuitive, but I assume high friction means lots of friction, so it would slow down faster, whereas low friction. So we'll put down low friction, high velocity. See what changes we get. Whoa. And already the ball feels more alive. So this would be something more of like a competitive setting. This is one of two of the upper playfields on this table. See, that didn't work so well with the physics I have set right now. It dropped pretty quickly. So, once I get in a good spot, that's good. I'm going to change the options. I'm going to change the physics again. bring down the velocity to something more reasonable. I'll bring up the slingshots back to normal. Friction, normal. And let's put the bumpers all the way up. I forget where the bumpers are on this table, but we'll find them. And we're going to bring the playfield tilt all the way up. Alright. That was piss poor. I'm sorry about that. No, it's alright. We got the kickback. I think that was our last ball. Alright, restart this. And some of the achievements can be acquired in custom user mode. So in case you wanted to, like, they have achievements like, you know, hit the bumper so many times, hit the slingshots and whatnot. I was actually experimenting with it quite a bit back when I was doing the solid state tables, where it asked for ridiculous things, so I was putting it on like ultra low tilt and ultra low, ultra high friction. I'll show you what that looks like in a second too.
Let's return to the jungle.
Alright, let's try to find the bumpers. It's pretty dark back there. I haven't messed with the lighting. I don't know, the settings on this, they seem to change a little bit. When I hadn't played in a while, and then I booted it back up and the controls weren't working. It took me forever to figure out what was wrong, but it turned out you just needed to enable some stuff within the Steam settings. I really don't understand why some games do that, why some games have that problem. My game didn't have that problem. So if you want to support this channel and check that out, let me know how that works out for you. Because so far, like, I've gotten pretty good feedback on it. And I just like more people to try it out and test it, so the more people that play it, the more I can develop it. I thought it was going to bounce off the little... what the hell that thing's called. Alright, so let's go to the options and physics. Alright, we're going to bring down the tilt. No, that's the nudge. So we want to bring down the playfield tilt all the way. We're going to bring down the ball velocity all the way. Friction all the way up. What else? Alright. We'll stop there for now. Apply. Flipper tap pass. Set acceleration of the flippers to simulate tap pass skill. You know better than me. I don't know if that's related to dead flipping, you know, where it's like you don't press anything and the ball bounces off the flipper like that. Maybe. Who knows? It could be like the rubber. So now we're playing in like geriatric mode. And this is good for if you're really hell-bent on finding all the features on the table. Or if your reaction time is just like really slow. I wish some of the more popular pinball platforms would introduce things like this. You know what I mean? So if you're feeling frustrated with any of your recent purchases on any of the other pinball platforms, and you want to try something a little different with a lot of modes and a lot of customization, Zaccaria isn't a bad choice. And when you buy the tables, you actually get a whole bunch of different modes and stuff, which is cool. Unlike some other platforms. And maybe I'll go back and revisit that soon, just to let you know what I'm talking about, because, I don't know. I'm not in great spirits after the last video.
Hit the flashing target.
Alright, this is a little too easy. I wanna,
Let's return to the jungle.
I meant to do that. I wanna go to the, options. Now we're gonna make it completely different. Flipper force. I don't feel this one too much, but we'll bring the force all the way up. Bring ball friction all the way down. Bumper force all the way up. Alright, make them ultra sensitive. I hate sensitive slings, but I know, it's counterintuitive. I assume this means, yeah, most sensitive, so it moves the most. Nudge force, okay. Playfield tilt all the way. Most elastic. Most slingshot force. So there's sensitivity, it's like how easy it is to trigger, and then once it's triggered, how strong it is. Velocity all the way up. And I still don't understand this completely, not gonna lie. We'll bring it all the way up though. Alright. One thing that I wish I could do is adjust the room lights. Oh, is that it? Okay. You know what? While we're here, let's do it. Oh wait, I don't want to back out. See, that's the thing. Options. You can adjust the cabinet lights. Wait, you can adjust these lights, but you can't adjust the room lights. Can you? Graphics. There's like a lot of options here. Some might say it's too many options. Weather. You know, the weather is just, I think, a post effect. But one thing I always did wonder about weather is how much humidity affects the tables. And I wonder if any of the platforms have that built in. Any of you real pinball players. Okay, can I actually get this playfield working this time? Ah, yes, excellent. There. That was my own mini achievement. So maybe you guys can let me know in the comments, anybody who owns a real table out there, how that affects their gameplay. I would think it would a little bit, but then again, there's just so many other things that affects it. It's like where to begin. And that's what I was mentioning about, like, even two of the same table could play completely differently depending on how they're set up. Just one parameter can change everything completely, especially if you change like 12 parameters. See, even though this is like supposedly harder, like way faster, I don't know, I think I like it more.
Return to jungle is lit. Hit the flashing target.
So if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty of like physics and maybe able to communicate that with some of these other platforms that are still in early access, loading up Zaccaria Pinball could be a good choice. Give you an idea of what needs to happen. What kind of table? Because I understand like the devs, they're never gonna appease everybody. But one thing that they could do is have like your arcade settings. Okay, so Zaccaria does. They have arcade and simulated, and then custom user. But basically, the arcade mode is dialed down a little bit. You know, friction, tilt, all that stuff is a little bit easier. And then simulated mode, it's all a little bit harder.
Return to jungle is lit.
So this is what I have set right here. Is in theory one of the hardest settings. Ugh. I'm not really used to any of this. I haven't played Zankor too much, but I like the feel of those upper playfields.
Let's return to the jungle.
So something that I have set right here with like maximum hard could be good for the competitive tables. Like a competitive mode, like ultra simulated.
Let's return to the jungle.
And Zaccaria went through a few iterations where they were changing their physics up every patch. And they listened to the feedback on there. A lot of people, I remember one patch, it went like ultra hard, and they kept that for a few months, and people were like, "Oh yeah, I can't do anything." It felt very similar to this. It was very fast. But then they dialed that one back. Oh goodness. So yeah, it's just about dialing in your favorite settings, and I think that this should be part and parcel for digital pinball. Like when you buy the tables, you should get something like this. Something like comprehensive and complete where you can like mess with all the parameters. I think that's fair, right? I think that should be something that you should pay for. Because like, you know, on some other platforms, I bought the tables and, you know, I felt like I really didn't get much out of the modes. But Zaccaria Pinball, you definitely get a lot of bang for your buck when you buy a table, because you get all the modes and customizations and stuff. And I've already did videos on like checkpoint and like challenge modes and stuff, so you can go check those out. But I haven't really done one on the custom physics, so that's why I'm doing this one right now. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I seem to be doing better now that I made it, like, harder. I guess I only perform well when it's, like, the going gets tough. You gotta love it, right? It's like the table knows you're talking smack. If you don't know what table to get, thought it was gonna go down the hole again. If you don't know what tables to get, like, I don't know, it's on sale right now, so it's all really cheap, summer sale, whatnot. But the older tables, the oldest one is like the retro tables. Those are like 50s tables, and then they got EM, solid state, remake, and then deluxe. And deluxe are the closest things that you're gonna get to a new, to something that you'd find on Pinball Effects or whatnot. Let's just go and do a different mode real quick. Let's do Lamp Hunter. I haven't done these yet. Hey. Lamp Hunter, play. No. Alright. But yeah, so this is something cool that wasn't done in other... Look, and they give you multiple balls. So it's like instant multi-ball. This is fun. That's something that I would expect to see on some other platforms too, like a blitz mode, you know? Oh, there's lights on top too. I'm playing on two play fields right now. It's going to be hard to get on that third one, the top right table, but we'll see what we can do. And I believe the physics go back to normal when you leave the classic user mode. Okay, there it goes. I'm on the top, I'm on the top. I'm looking at the top more than I am the bottom. One thing that people did complain about was the cameras. That's why I'm on camera 6, because it's sort of hard to see. You can still barely see it though. You can still see the top on camera 6 if you use this one. Ugh. It's not the ramp, it's misleading. It looks like the ramp takes you up there, but it doesn't. You gotta go up the back. Okay. I'm in. I can still see what's going on. There we go. There's a couple of lights on the right. Oh yeah, custom balls. You might notice that it's a disco ball. Now that would be a cool unlockable. And if I do another video on pinball effects, I'll go into more of the details about how I really am a little bit disappointed in their unlockables. A little sad right now. I don't even think that these disco balls and whatnot were unlockables. I think they just added them in an update. But I always thought that would be a cool, what's it called, collectible or achievement. You know, custom balls.